Welcome back to Melodic Memories of Lights Monarch. I'm Casey, and here's to a hopefully great August. We've got so much to look forward to this month, my biggest and most anticipated event being D23 this year, in which Kingdom Hearts will have their very own panel for the first time ever. I'll talk more on that next week as the event does take place August 15th, so we got at least a week to wait, if not a little bit longer. But to properly start off this episode, first and foremost, BVB. Now, Black Veil Brides, they took to socials and posted a link to a YouTube compilation comprised of some of their favorite reactions to Cut, the song with Lilith Czar off of their newest album, Vindicate. It's an amazing song. It is the ballad from Vindicate itself, and it's out now on all streaming platforms, on vinyl, on CD, wherever you really want to listen to music, you can find it, at least hopefully, and if not, I'm sure they're still selling it on their own Black Veil Bride store, or maybe even Spine Farm. There's ways to find it regardless, but the song does have an amazing music video that is completely free, able to watch on YouTube, and if I'm being honest, it's to die for. It's been said to be a modern corpse bride from fans, and it's a video that I believe deserves everyone's attention. It's very romantic in the most gothic of ways, and just a very, very lovely, lovely video. For those that are unaware as well, Lilith Czar is wearing her actual wedding dress in the video, and after the video shoot, her and frontman Andy Biersack renewed their vows on set with some of their closest friends, and again, talk about romance, like romantic in the most gothic sense, and I absolutely adore it. The whole song is one of the highlights of the album. It was a feature that I myself was cautiously optimistic for. Again, Black Veil Brides purist, if you will. I know saying that makes me cringe. I apologize, but I loved Black Veil, and I still do. Don't get me wrong. They are still my favorite band, and this album, when I say I loved Black Veil, I mean like their old albums were just them. And I know I've said this in prior episodes, so I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but it's lovely to see that with Vindicate being out for as long as it has been now, it's definitely easy, and any sort of issue or even worry that I had completely put to rest. The singles that even feature people are amazing. The songs that have other artists featured being Lilith Czar or even Rob Flynn from Machine Head. Like, all of the songs on the entire record are just banger after banger. I know I am biased, but please take my word for it. You won't be disappointed if you haven't somehow heard it already. And speaking of Andy, he actually went on the newest episode of The Andy Show to talk about those infamous Warped Tour interviews. Yes, the ones I mentioned in last week's episode. Now, I'm still not going to go over them. I do believe go look them up. Go find the videos for yourself. They are absolutely hilarious interviews. Andy, your humor is unlike anyone else. But for those that are unaware, The Andy Show itself is a Patreon. It's a Patreon show that he and his cousin Joe do together, and they have for the better of 9 or so years, I want to say. It's been a while. I remember actually subscribing to it back when it first went live, if you will. Probably 2017, if not 2016, like late 2016, but I remember watching them and actually finding out, that's how I found out about the Andy Show, the Andy Black Homecoming Tour curtain call coming to Edmonton, my very first concert ever. The time I was actually able to meet Andy Biersack and walked up to him and said, "Oh my God, you're real." And he said, "Sure am." Those memories live very vividly in my mind, and I would never ever trade them for anything. And it's great that the Andy Show was able to tell me, hey, this concert's coming near you. So obviously they have grown and evolved quite a lot. That was almost 10 years ago. So take it with a grain of salt. It's been a while since I've actively watched every single episode of theirs, but when I get the chance, I do try my best to check them out. And I believe anyone that is a Black Veil fan or an Andy Biersack fan, just either or, even both as a whole, definitely worth your time to check them out. Now, they go behind the scenes on a lot of songs, music videos, Andy's own journey with be it music or his own life sometimes, his career. To get back to the episode at hand, though, the one where he talks about the different interviews, he actually said that the various artists who appeared were not only in on the roasting bits, but many of them actually added their own ideas to them. So those that were concerned or unaware of Andy's humor, I know it was getting a lot of hate online. It's cool to know how it was really a collaborative effort all around. I still can't get over the interviews, to be honest. Even just saying Uncle Bugs, it kills me. It really does. But such great reactions, and even though the online hate was crazy, it just made things that much better. Andy, keep on doing your thing, man. I hope that they give you the mic again next year or at whatever the next Warped Tour event is. Either or, bring you back to the APMAs. I don't know if anyone remembers that when Andy hosted the, I think it was 2016 APMAs, if not 2017 again. But I remember vividly watching that, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Andy Biersack arm wrestled a bear on stage. If you're curious, look it up, because there's more to it than that. But I'm going to leave it at that so you actually check it out, because it is worth it. And if you get a chance to watch the entire, ceremony, if you will, that whole event, to die for it. Man, Andy, his humor is crazy. But that is all I have about Black Veil for today. I was curious, though, are you guys excited for new Black Veil Brides? I know their album just came out. I don't mean to talk about it already, but they did mention back when Vindicate was gearing up for release that there's going to be new songs on the way. They're working on new material. So whether that's going to be a deluxe album with extra tracks, a brand new album, a new EP, maybe they go back to the duology kind of idea. Highly doubt it, but who knows? It'd be interesting, and I'm very excited to see. So I want to know your guys' opinion. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think Black Veil music is soon to be on the way, like new music? And also, are you ready for it? With that new album, with how amazing it is, yes, you're always left wanting more with good things, but is it time yet? Or should they let it cook and continue working? Let me know in the comments below. And again, while you're there, please leave a like, subscribe, and share with your friends if you're able. It always means a lot to me when you do. Now, next up, I wanted to touch on 21 Pilots. Yes, 21 Pilots, they have their new live album, the More Than We Ever Imagined, live in Mexico City. That releases this Friday. So August 7th, we will have a brand new album, live album, mind you, from the boys in 21 Pilots. I'm very excited for that, and we are mere days away from having what started as a theatrical experience now turned into an album in our hands, and more importantly, in our ears. I still remember my trip with Crystal and Noah. Shout out to you two, love you guys both. The two I originally went and seen the Breach tour out in Toronto with. If anyone's interested, I have an episode back when that tour was, from last year, back in September. When we went to that tour, just kind of describing the whole experience. Go check it out if you're at all interested. And I also went with them to Edmonton to see this movie in its entirety in IMAX. Now, that was really cool. I did touch on that as well in a past episode. Again, feel free to go back and check it out. But it was such a wonderful experience through and through, and to think that I will soon be able to spin that live experience, that album, on my turntable and listen to it wherever and whenever I want is incredible. Those that are interested as well, on August 8th, the day after this live album drops, 21 Pilots are hosting a live stream of the movie and Q&A afterwards with all of the fans. You can buy tickets for the live stream off of their website and ask them questions on any social. I've seen them posting about it on Twitter, so that's where I am going to be asking them questions. But use the hashtag AskTOP and ask them anything that might come to your mind. Here's hoping that the question of will this movie ever see a physical release or proper release in general, hopefully that gets answered, but big things all the same for my fellow 21 Pilots fans and for the band themselves. Again, they've been on a massive festival run. They've been doing their thing, going off with all that they do, absolutely prime, building up to the big Columbus show that I believe is, if not this month, is in October. It's coming up pretty quick anyways, and this is a good kind of stepping stone to give everyone another chance, ones that maybe couldn't have went and seen it in theaters, to experience the movie in its entirety and then ask questions afterwards. Granted, you're not going to be able to ask them questions during the event, so please, if you have any questions, post them on socials with the hashtag AskTOP. You'll definitely want to get those questions in. I don't know how long they are taking questions. I haven't asked one myself yet, but if I was to, it would probably be the physical media thing, because I want to own that movie, not just as an album, but a physical movie. Give me a Blu-ray. I would love a 4K, but give me a Blu-ray. Hell, I will take a DVD. All the same, big things for 21 Pilots. I'm very excited for this to come on out, and it's something that is getting me through this week up until Friday. I cannot wait to have The Line live. Those that know, if you know, you know. Also, I know I mentioned it in my last episode, but Alec Benjamin, yes, the sad little guy himself, he's been posting more demos on YouTube for everyone to hear. He continued to do so over the past week, not just last week, but the whole entire past week. And he also just yesterday posted on Twitter saying, "For a long time, I wasn't sure I'd ever be comfortable sharing songs like this. But here goes nothing. I've been struggling a lot over the past few years, and I've done my best to keep it to myself. I still don't know if sharing this is the right decision, but I figure if even one person hears it and feels a little less alone, it'll be worth it." And after that, it was a link to another new demo out on YouTube, this one being titled, "I Can Overdose on Just About Anything." Very sad. I was able to check it out before the episode. I'm not going to really touch on what it goes on. I do believe you should go listen to it. I know Alec Benjamin isn't for everyone. He is the sad little pop guy, if you will, and I myself love his music. I feel myself attached to it quite often when I do hear it, and these demos have been very much the same. I'm excited to see what he's coming out with next, and to hear that he's been struggling and has struggled for the past however long, that he's just kind of hidden from everyone. I know it definitely shows through his music that he's already released, so it's not a complete surprise, but it's unfortunate and it's upsetting to know that someone one can look up to or someone that you listen to can be struggling so bad. And I believe it's just the larger topic of mental health and checking in on people when you don't believe that they might be okay. Like, it just takes a moment to send a message, right? And I know with someone that's famous, someone on this caliber, Alec Benjamin, you can't really reach out to him, but you can post and just show your support, or show support in liking his music and leaving comments on his YouTube or on his Twitter. And there's ways, right, to let people know, even those that are larger than life, not saying he's the biggest artist out there, but you know what I'm saying, those types of people, you can still let them know that they're not alone, if they want to hear it regardless. But Alec Benjamin, new music, and should have a new album, assumedly, on the way, hopefully soon. Whether or not that comes out anytime soon, I don't actually know, but these demos have been gaining some traction, I would like to think, and I hope that he starts to realize, hey, I can really write about anything and my fans will support it. Within reason, right? Don't go off the deep end now, but within reason. Alec Benjamin, can't wait to hear what you come up with next. Next up, I wanted to touch on some random little things here and there, starting with Spider-Man. Yes, Spider-Man Brand New Day has broken the record for having the biggest domestic opening weekend of all time. $360 million, and it passed Avengers Endgame, which was at $357 million. Absolutely wild. Holy shit. I truly did not ever think that a non-Avengers film would have surpassed Endgame. Like, I thought maybe if they kept the momentum, Avengers Doomsday, or what originally was like Kang's Dynasty or whichever it was called before they backtracked on the whole Kang thing, I thought that it would have taken something of that caliber to reach that milestone, but no. Spider-Man, the boy Spider-Man, was able to do it. That's so cool. I'm very happy about that. Obviously, I'm against Sony right now, so that's kind of shitty, but yeah, corporations will be corporations at the end of the day. Spider-Man, though, as a character, definitely deserves it. He is pretty much every little boy's favorite superhero. Let's be honest, growing up as a little boy myself, I can definitely say Spider-Man was at the top of the list alongside Superman. So it makes sense why Spider-Man always gets so much noise, always makes so much noise and gets so much money behind it, and it's awesome to see that this one is no exception, and the biggest one yet. We have not seen a Spider-Man do this well, and to do as well, even better than Endgame on its opening weekend, that's crazy. We'll see if it's able to keep up momentum. Some IMAX dates did just recently drop. I believe they come out in September, so if you want to go see the movie again in IMAX, that's going to be an option for you, or if you're just going to hold out and wait, also an option. But all that to be said, it is projected to pass $1 billion today as of recording. So it's going to be crazy to see just how profitable and well this Spider-Man movie does. I personally can't wait to watch the movie with all my friends come Wednesday, with the boys, if you will. That is going to be a moment that I am going to be looking forward to all week until I'm actually able to sit in that theater seat and watch it with some of my best friends. So, gonna be an amazing time. What better movie to watch with your best friends than fucking Spider-Man, right? Then, Croc 2. A little bit of a complete blindside. We got Croc 2 Kingdom of the Gobos remaster announced for all modern consoles. Now, here's hoping it does get a physical print that doesn't take 2+ years to come out. If you know, you know, I'm still waiting on my physical disc for Croc Legend of the Gobos, the Croc 1 on PS5, but whatever, I can rant about it as long as I want, no one's really going to care. It is eventually going to be on its way, I am patient, I just hope that Croc 2, if it does get a physical, doesn't take that long. Come on, guys. But all that to be said, very cool to see that Croc 2 is now announced, and the clamor for Croc 3 is loud. I'm very excited to see if this game does well. They've been upfront about it. If this game does well, they'll most likely be able to make a Croc 3 modern day Croc 3 that doesn't exist. It's not a remake, it's not a remaster. That'd be a brand new title from Argonaut Studios in the Croc franchise. That would be so cool for child me. I would eat that up. But to move on past Croc for the moment, I wanted to touch on some quick Kingdom Hearts news. Not associated with D23, which is again later this month. This is about the Kingdom Hearts 1-3 game. The compilation, if you will, of all of the Kingdom Hearts games that are going to be releasing in October 8th to be exact, on PS5, Nintendo Switch 2, Xbox, Steam, I guess maybe some other PC stores, I think Epic as well. But regardless, this collection that is going to be dropping in October, some news came out about it, and specifically news to do with its cover art. Now, a lot of people thought when the cover art was announced that it was completely AI generated, or at least AI assisted. And luckily enough, Square Enix has stated in a brand new article that that is not the case. Now, this little chunk goes on to read, "We're aware of feedback regarding recent Kingdom Hearts visuals," reads the statement, which was shared via phone call with a Square Enix PR rep. "These assets were created by our development team without the use of generative AI, and the issues resulted from human error. Some of the issues being referenced here include Donald Duck having 4 fingers on one hand and 5 on the other, the hands on the clock tower appearing warped, the Keyblade's keychain links appearing uneven, Sora's crown-shaped belt chain links melting into each other, the absence of the crown-shaped pattern usually seen on the bottom of Sora's shoes, and various clothing zippers seeming to fade into nothing, among other issues." They went on to say, "Quality is extremely important to us, and updated assets have been implemented where appropriate," the statement continued. So that was just a little chunk that I got off of Twitter. Someone posted a little screenshot and I wanted to share it on here. I love that the confirmation and realization of their screw up. I'm glad that they admitted to it. I'm glad that they talked about it and didn't just pretend it didn't exist. Granted, it did take them a while to actually get to the point of talking about it, but hey, here we are. They eventually got there, and I hope they're being truthful. I really do, because it could be so easily skewed to them just trying to cover it up and make people not think about it by being like, no, it's not AI, but in reality it was. Hopefully they're being honest, and at least this is proof alone that can make me feel happy, and it feels like a big weight off of my shoulders for my favorite franchise. It was something that was eating away at me a little bit here and there. I was kind of disappointed. I love the artwork. I know a lot of people kind of don't like it. I personally loved it at the moment I seen it, and then people were pointing out those flaws and saying, is it AI, and just calling it slop, and it made me really upset because that's my favorite franchise. Like, that is one of my favorite things of all time, and this is a way for me to go and re-experience these games again as an excuse to do everything again, and I'm so excited for that. I went through PS3, PS4, doing all of the trophies, 100%ing all of the games, and I know I did it back in the day on original hardware, and I am so excited to do it all over again on PS5. I cannot wait. And the fact that this has been announced that it was not AI, no AI use, makes me feel a lot better. And if this is what they were trying to do, then that's great. I just, again, hope that they are being honest about it. Whether or not that is the case, I don't know if we'll ever know, but Kingdom Hearts, Square Enix, thank you for saying something, and I cannot wait until D23 again later this month. Not excited for the Fortnite announcement that is honestly inevitable at this point, but everything else, hell yeah, I'm down. Now, the last thing before I get into the new and upcoming releases, I need to touch on the current status of the PlayStation physical media fiasco. I know I was just mentioning Kingdom Hearts and PS5 specifically. I am going to get the disc for Kingdom Hearts, but I don't know how much I want to support this company, if at all, anymore. So Sony finally answered, and to no one's surprise, and again at the dismay of many fans, they are not backtracking on any of their physical media cancellation. Now, from Genki on Twitter, they posted, Sony CFO Lin Tao says that they will not change their plans to end physical disc production and will continuously move forward with the plan. There are various reasons we made this decision, the biggest being that the digitalization of content overall has been progressing. That's the big factor. It's not just for PlayStation, but for all kinds of content. Digitalization is progressing. And so, when we think about the future, and we put in a lot of thought and time, and we cautiously considered this, and we came to this conclusion, and we're going to cautiously move this forward. And to this decision, we have received various opinions and people having strong views, and we understand that the community has put forth those views to us. Games are loved by many people. It's a form of entertainment that's loved by people, and it's connected to people's fond memories in many cases. And so, we understand those emotions. We want to consider that, and in the future digital ecosystem, how do we engage the gamers is something that we would like to continue to explore. Now, the entire article can be found over on Kotaku, but least to be said, not good. It has at least given me the solace in knowing the elephant in the room has finally been acknowledged. It has been a long time coming, literal month. Took them a literal month to actually acknowledge us and the better half of the fan base. But for better or for worse, I can now start discontinuing my own support for this gaming brand. I will say once again, screw you, Sony, and I will now say I am done with PlayStation. Granted, there's a little asterisk to that, I'm not going to lie. I do still plan on getting Fable for the PS5 down the line in February. I do still plan on getting Wolverine at some point. I know I'm kind of not getting it on release date, but it's just to kind of make a statement. Gonna ask for it for Christmas. If I don't get it then I'll get it for myself down the line. But I'm just gonna not support PlayStation as much as I can. If there's a game that comes out that I want to play, I'm going to buy it for the PS5, but only physical. Digital purchases, I am absolutely done with. I don't want anything to do with them. Screw you, PlayStation. I'm not feeding into your ecosystem. I already haven't had PlayStation Plus for a very, very long time, like a year, if not more at this point, which is a long time to them. Again, they want you to sign up. It's just been a messy situation of them canceling discs and not caring and just being completely ignorant by ignoring us completely. And yeah, they're not wanting to appease to any physical gamers, any physical media enthusiasts at all. And again, I don't mean to come off as a crazy person. I can be okay with buying a game digitally. But if that is going to happen, laws need to change. I want to own these things. Like, physically, you own that. But with digital purchases, and again, physical ownership is with an asterisk as well. I know some games aren't all on the disc. I get it. Even Kingdom Hearts, that 1 to 3 collection, it's not going to have all the games on the disc. Technically, you don't fully own it, but what is on the disc, you do own. Again, side tangent aside. But with the actual market of digital media, digital games, digital movies, they can be taken away like that in an instant. You'll never know. It literally happened to Sony already with a shit ton of movies. Gaming is a little different. We have not seen the absolute closure of stores yet to the extent where you cannot download things you've already bought. Eventually that'll happen. It's in the cards. It's in the stars. It'll happen. So that needs to be addressed. Again, I can be okay with getting rid of physical media. I don't like it, but I could transition if they were to acknowledge that and actually fix it in the best way possible for the consumer, the person that actually matters. But these corporations are very greedy, they do not care, and Sony is not the only one out there that falls under that umbrella. Unfortunate for everyone, yes, but they don't care. So obviously, I am done with PlayStation. I don't care anymore. I'm going to, again, support their physical releases, if any, at all, but any that were digital only, not gonna happen. I don't care. There might be an asterisk to 1, maybe 2 games like that Croc 2 remaster that I mentioned. I would like to have that. And again, I play all my games on PS5. I don't use my PC for gaming. If I was to do that, I kind of would feel more comfortable with upgrading my PC, but again, that is all digital anyways, so what's the point really there? But again, I probably will be moving into the PC space when it comes to gaming. The other one being maybe that God of War experience, Sons of Sparta. That was digital only. If that's the only way I can play it, I guess I'll have to buy it digitally. But God, I'm gonna wait for the biggest sale because I don't want them to I don't want them to have my money. As much as they will with the physical releases, it's still less, and that makes me feel at least a little better. And honestly, rant aside, probably sounding crazy to a lot of people that don't care, but physical media means a lot to me. I grew up with it. I'm used to using it, and I am not opposed to digital. Once again, I'm not saying that can't be the future. It just needs to be fixed. That's all I have to say. Now, as for those new and upcoming releases, obviously we got 21 Pilots, More Than We Ever Imagined, live from Mexico City, out on Friday. That is something I'm very excited for. And we also got Valley with their new single Someday that came out just 3 days ago. Absolutely great. Excited for more Valley. Their new album does come out soon, I hope. No actual release date, but I mean, they're gearing up. They've been releasing singles. Like, they've got a new album on the way, I would assume early next year. Don't take my word for it. Take it with a grain of salt. They will eventually announce something. But Valley released on Friday, Someday. Then The Living Tombstone released It Doesn't Matter, which is a new Five Nights at Freddy's track from them. Jacob Lee released Marionette. Violet Knight with Radio. Toby Fox and Pokester with Sunset of the Seven Suns from Deltarune Chapter 5. TX2 released their EP, We're Going to Hell for This. MGK and Yuki Chiba released JJK, a new anime rap song from MGK and an actual Japanese artist, which was very cool to hear. I didn't really know what to expect, but hey, I wasn't that disappointed, not gonna lie. It's not for everybody, but I liked it for what it was. And other than that, one I missed mentioning, at least I think I missed mentioning it back in July, just I think a week or two ago, Eyes Open 20th Year Anniversary Special Edition by Snow Patrol. That's something I've been having in my rotation recently alongside Move Along by the All American Rejects and their self-titled record. Don't know why, just have been having them on kind of rotation here and there, so it's been a hell of a time. Love their music, glad I'm reconnecting with it, and it is in no way a bad time at all. Very much enjoying it. So with that said, thank you so much for listening. If you're able to, please leave a like, share with your friends. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the episode if you haven't commented already. I love reading them. I love chatting with you guys and just experiencing the community that music, and only music really, is able to inspire. So with that, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you so much for discovering the music within.